David Ogilvy once said, "When you've written your headline, you've spent 80 cents of your advertising dollar." That's because if your headline doesn't hook someone, nothing else on your page matters. In this video, I'm going to break down a simple proven formula for writing landing page headlines that actually convert step by step with real examples. Let's get into it. All right, so in the first example, I'm going to pretend I'm an agency that helps online coaches book more clients. All right, now here's an example of a bad headline. Client-focused solutions for modern coaches. Now, I see a lot of businesses make headlines like this, where they're not really saying anything specific to the reader. Now, the formula I want to go over is basically getting into the reader's mind, into the prospect's mind. We need to be able to step into the shoes of the people who are actually going to come to this page, and we need to think, what is the pressing problem in their mind that we're solving with this landing page? So in this case, we want to help coaches book more clients. So this client-focused solutions for modern coaches is really talking about my business. It's not talking about the people who are actually going to be here. So let me show you an example of a good headline that actually connects and resonates with the reader. All right, here it is. Now this is super simple, right? It's a very simple headline, but it connects with the prospect. Land 3 clients this month. It is so simple and so clear that it speaks directly to the problem that the reader has. Again, I'm going after coaches who want clients. So land 3 clients this month is bound to attract attention. It's at least going to get them to stop and read what's on the page. Then we follow that up with without sales calls or DMs. So most people think sales calls or DMs are, integral to the process of getting clients. Though in this world, I've created some framework where that's not the case. So this is going to add an additional layer of intrigue to this claim. Now, obviously, if I'm not actually, providing a service that gives that, I'm not going to say this. But anything you can add which kind of gets people to stop and say, hey, wait, that breaks some belief that I already have in my mind about the process of getting clients will go a long way. All right, in the second example, I'm going to pretend I'm a video editor offering services to YouTube creators. All right, so here again is an example of a bad headline. High quality editing services for YouTube creators. And the main reason it's bad is again talking about me. It's not getting into the mindset of the reader. The people I'm targeting with this page are, again, YouTube creators who are looking for editing services. So what we have to stop and think, what is the actual pain they're having when they come to this page? And it's probably they are editing their own videos and they need to save time. All their time is being taken up by editing and they want to outsource that to somebody else. So we can create a headline which speaks to that pain. Instead of talking about us, we're going to talk about the prospect. So here's the same page, but with a much better headline. Free up 10 plus hours a week with a pro editor for your YouTube channel. So we're leading with the benefit, with the value that the prospect is going to get. Free up 10 hours a week, because we identified what the most likely source of pain was, which is that they don't have time. That's why they want the editor. Right? We're not just saying here are editing services, we're diving into their mind and understanding where's the pain. And so we're promising a solution to that pain, free up to 10 plus hours a week with a pro editor for their YouTube channel. So this is saying, we're framing the solution as a secondary thing. We're not leading with the solution, we're leading with the problem. We're solving the problem and then saying how we're going to solve it, instead of starting with the how and then maybe talking more about the problem after that. All right, and in the final example, I'm going to pretend I'm helping consultants build a presence on X that attracts clients for their business. All right, so here's the bad headline example. Build a personal brand on X with ease. Now this one might seem tricky because at first it does sound like we're talking to the prospect's pain, right? We know the prospect wants to build a personal brand on X, but the problem is we stopped there. We didn't dig in deep enough. Okay, why do they want to build a presence on X? It's not just because they want a personal brand. They want a personal brand for a reason. And the reason in this case is they want to attract leads, right? We had mentioned that. So we want to find people who want to build personal brands to attract leads. And that last part of the actual leads, right? That's the result that people care about. People don't want the personal brand. They want the fruits that come from building the personal brand. So let's look at how we can improve this headline. All right, so here's the good headline. How smart consultants are using X to consistently book high-ticket clients. plus a 3-step system to turn your Xfeed into a 24/7 lead generator. So we're not just talking about building a personal brand, we're talking about the end result, right? Getting leads and then getting clients as a result of that. So we know, I took it even one more step further, right? We know they want leads. Why do they want leads? They want leads because they want to turn them into clients. We want to follow it through to the very end. What is the absolute end goal they want? And we might even be able to take this further than clients. Why do they want clients, right? We can go further and further, but we should always be trying to dig as deeply into the prospect's mind as we can when we're creating a headline. We don't just want to talk about ourselves, we want to make sure that we're talking about the pain and presenting a solution before we say anything about the actual services we're offering. So if you're interested in a simple, easy-to-use landing page builder where you can write your own headlines, Embit currently offers a 30-day free trial that comes with everything you need to turn clicks into clients. That link is in the description. Aside from that, thanks for watching, keep killing it, and have a wonderful day.